All right. Welcome to Seeking Liberty Studios. Let's get this kicked off. I think last time we were going over setting up the main player, and then we moved on into trying to set up the enemy and have a killable enemy, but I decided to go ahead and start working on the attack first. I also converted around a lot of the setup for the player to make it more pleasing. Look at the player here. Yeah. How to work through reorganizing this. So instead of relying on an area 2D, I was relying on a node 2D, which is good. So keeps things in my mind a little more oriented. Because when I think of an area 2D, I don't think that as a player. I think that is the collision. I also updated the hit timer. Well, not on the live stream, but before that. I updated the hit timer to show the character is flashing. And now we're working on the attack action. And we were just spawning attack actions for testing. Just to make sure. And we see it popping off here. Every 2 seconds there'll be one popping off here. And that's a temporary fix up. Because next we're going to have to actually do the attack. So let's go ahead and have the player spawn the attack instead of relying on the main to do so. We have a spawn manager, which I think is fine. And if we look at the attack action, we're using an animated sprite. In my mind, I think that's okay. We're going to have to change it later, but I like the idea of moving forward that we'll just keep the we'll keep the animated sprite as for most of them. It will have like a variable for damage, or have a resource saying what kind of animation or sprite animation is using. So for example, instead of just spawn attack, we'll have fireball. Or actually I'll call it burst because I have something for that. If we look at the spreadsheets, cherry, frog, idle, awesome. Here, enemy death. So currently there's an enemy death, and just start like that, just to show you what it looks like. There we go. So if I hit play, you'll see it'll do that one. Now that's just an example for an attack. I'll probably have to pull in another script for it, but later on I'll say, hey, I'll set up a resource to where it loads up the information. It'll be the damage, it will be what kind of sprite it uses, and it will select which one it's going to use here. So this part will be moved over to a resource, kind of like a scriptable objects and Unity. All right, let's go ahead, move forward. But for now, we'll move this back to spawn attack, which is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure these match up with these animations, but yeah, okie dokie. Go ahead and save that for now. And I might import another itch.io collection for swipes. We'll see. I think I have one already picked out. Your content. Cool beans. Oh, yeah, I'll add that in a bit. But so let's go ahead and get the player started on spawning these attacks. All right, So we already got in the physics process if an attack action is happening. So if we press the attack button, I do believe that is a, let me double check that. F, yep. So if I press F on my keyboard, that frame, it will spawn it. So let me go ahead and create the function for it. Launch attack. Perfect. Is there another one around here? Oh yeah, right here. Do attack. So in the process, I'll have it do attack. There we go. So cool. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead here and spawn the attack. Do I want the spawn manager to handle that? I guess I could. The spawn manager here. We don't need that one. Yeah, I'll have the spawn manager handle all the spawning, the attacks or whatever, because I know the enemies that need to use it. So, spawn attack. Okay. And so this will be a position where we want to spawn it at. Vector 2. Oops. And we also want a directions. Well, I don't know. Should we do direction or rotation? I think what we'll do is, so we go here and look at the positioning of the attack. Say, hey, which side do you want to be on, the left side or the right side of the position? I think, yeah, so if I understand it correctly, we want to make sure which way is the icon facing or the images are facing. So if you have a slash, is it a slash to the left or to the right? So is right, and we'll make that a bool. Cool. And target position, well, not going to worry about that. We're just going to say, better yet, we'll do this. We'll say target position. And attack action. And we'll see a transform. And we'll look at the sprite, animated sprite. Centered, flip H, flip right. All right, so looking here, well, this one, it doesn't really matter. And maybe the vertical, but if we look at this one, yeah, it doesn't matter right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to leave it out for now, because we don't want to complicate it too quickly. So we'll leave it out for now. There we go. And we'll let the object itself queue free itself. So as a child. Yes. All right. Good, good, good. Moving forward. Yes. So let's go back to the player. I'm going to go ahead and close all that. Back to the player. Launch attack. Let's go up here to the top. We'll say, hey, I want the... Give it a class name. Class name. Spawn manager. Cool beans. Go up here to this one. We want a... Go ahead and add this here. Export. spawner, spawn manager. And what we can do is when we get the resources ready, we're not going to do it now. Oop. So when we get the resources ready, we can also pass in, info resource, and then we can have the attack action take in that resource to update itself. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. So that way, every time when we get there, so I'll go ahead and add a note here. Add resource for damages and type. There we go. Yeah. So that way the player can say, hey, this is the type of resource I'm using, spawn this type. Okay. Go down here. Now this is the part where we need to understand, are we facing left or right? But so this will decide what side are we spawning on here, to the left or to the right of the object. We could add a marker, left marker, right marker. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because we're still using logic, but yeah, what we'll do is we'll just do it with math. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we'll get the self.current. Oh, we got to get transform. Global. I'll be dogged, yep. Let's look up symbol real quick. Canvas inherits canvas items node object. We want to know the transform. There we go. Camera, joint light. Global position, that's it. That's what we want. Just not showing up. Global underscore position. I don't think I spelled that right. There we go. Itchy nose tonight. All right. Our current OS equals global position. And then we want also sure. Yeah, vector 2. And then we want the var attack distance equals, I'm going to say 4 for now. And this might be set up by this probably be, I think I'll change this over to the actual position. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I need to check something, guys. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so I'm trying to set up the attack and make sure the position the left or right side of the attack is set up. So let's make sure I got that done. Yeah, so the left or right. So I got the distance portion set up. Yeah, let's do that. Continue. All right. If animation player, let's see here. Double check some things here. All right, flip H. Make sure it's flip H. Yeah. So if the flip H is flipped around, we want to use that one. Oops. Oh, Sprite 2D. Excuse me. If flip H, that means you are currently facing left. So we want to, I think it's subtract. So we want to current position equals current position minus dot right times attack distance. Else. All right, and the current position is, we'll add that to it. And then we're going to call the spawner dot launch spawn attack. Okay. Spawner dot spawn attack, and we want the current position. All right. Cool. Now let's go up here to the spawn manager. Let's go ahead and remove the, let's go ahead and remove, where is the new game? Don't need that. Spawn manager, there we go. Spawn mom is removed. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and try it out. I didn't add in the attack. No, wait, I did. It's up there. Oops. Art, and I didn't assign it either. And let's go ahead and swipe attack. I don't need the swipe attack anymore, do I? Go ahead and add in the spawn manager and try now. All right, it's not doing it. Go down. All right, so I'm missing something. So let's make sure that is launching the attack. And look up symbol. Print. Target position. And let's try that again. Okay. Marker 2D. That's not what I want. Spawn attack, yes. Marker 2D. Okay. Interesting. Let's go ahead and see what the print. Something tells me it may be hidden again. Let me go ahead and just disable this. Let's try this again. Interesting. Let's go ahead and go to this script and see if it launches on ready. Okay, and timeout. Interesting. So it's getting all the way through. So what am I missing here? Let me go ahead and I want the spawner manager. And go ahead and put in the target POS dot global position. There we go. Let's go ahead and get started then. Well, it's launching them. There it is. Okay, so it's not launching them when I attack, but it's launching them when I do it separately, which I think is interesting. So maybe we do it like that. It may be a layering issue. Double check. Oh. Green okay? Okay. I think I'm good still. All right. Moving on. Waiting on my camera to come in. I got a camera update coming here soon. All right. 2, all right. Okay. Okay, so it is coming. It is a okay, it is a layering issue. Makes sense. It is popping up right there. That makes sense. So let me see here if I can get process. That makes sense. So let me go to the attack action. Let's see if we can look at these sprite animations and see what visibility affects. Visibility, top layer on. Okay, visibility layer 2. Ordering. I don't know what ordering does. I'm going to have to look at that here in a bit. But for now, I'll put it on top level. And see if that fixes it for now. Spawner manager. Still kind of learn a lot of this stuff anyways. And let's continue. Yep. Let's go back to the attack here. Turn off the top level. What does that do? Z ordering. Okay, we'll try again. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll just have to make it a little bigger. That's fine. Go back to the main player. I'll fix this later with some other issues. Stream health. Or my stream's not doing so well. Okay. If there's anyone on here, can y'all still hear me? Well, I'm getting a return stream seems to be just fine. I might not have no good enough internet to keep streaming. That's okay. Moving on. Let's see here. All right, pop, pop. Well, make this 40. A little closer. Let's do 50. Let's do 60 instead. Okay. Boop, boop. That's good enough. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Good enough. Okay, that'll do the job for now. Attack distance, current position. All right, cool beans. Let's keep this rolling. All right, so we got the attack position in place. We got it spawning. The attack action itself as a collision item. And I do believe I connected that. On-bodied entered. I don't think I set up the on-bodied entered portion of it. No. There we go. On-bodied entered. Here. Okay. Great. And we'll have him set up the whatever response there is. That's okay. And whatever target group is in there, which is currently enemy or player, I think that's going to be part of the resources it uses. which is fine. That's when it's going to set up. What else is there? Yeah. So for now, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to be attacking enemies anyways. So. Okay. Okay, still good. I think. And player, let's go ahead and get a mob going. So this is a controllable mob. We got another mob that's just floating around. Because if we run it, let's look at here. Yeah, these mobs, we don't have any control over. They just damage you, which is what it is. That's fine. We can't really attack those guys. Boop. Nope, can't do that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and set up a spawner for these guys to come attack you. So let's first just make a mob. See here, animates. Yeah, so we'll change this to a Yeah, we want to do an animated player on this guy, because when he does an attack, we have an attack event for him to do his own attack. But for now, we'll make him to where he dies. Comes in, spawns, and disappears after he dies. So let's add in a child node for health. So we're going to make it just a standard blank node. Call it a health node. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and create a script for him. Oh, we're going to make this a... Let's cancel that real quick, actually. Let's make this its own branch. Because I want to use a health node in our player as well. And maybe I want to use a health node in our, like, we got a destructible object. So let's go to scenes, prefab, health node. There we go. And we'll go here. Create a script for this one. Scripts, health, create. Okay. Class name, health node. Just call it health. And then we want to have a signal on dead. No, why'd you do that? I don't want that. On dead. Check my live stream again. There we go. Get on dead set. Now we look at this node, signals, and on dead. Great. So whenever this player's health, whatever this node reaches 0, so we got the current max. Export this portion of it. Export. Let's see here. Bar max. Excuse me. Max health is a Let's say int for now. Then we have our current health. It's also an int. Cool. And then when we're ready, we'll say current health equals max health. And we'll also say func set health. Yeah, so that way we can call it other times as well. Cool beans. All right. Set health, current health. Okay, good enough. And apply number. So this is just to do whatever. I don't plan on having two separate functions for healing or damage. I just want to say apply number. So value int. Oops. Value int. And now we want to make sure we say current health plus equals value. Okay. If current health is greater than your max health, oh, we also got to have a signal in here for healing. Yeah, let's do that, because a lot of them are going to have a signal for healing. No, that's too much for now. We'll worry about that later. So when his health is greater than max health, current health equals max health. There we go. Keep missing my colon. And return if current health is less than or equal to 0. We're going to say undead emit. So that way, whatever object subscribe to this, they know, hey, this person has died. And we're going to also say current health equals 0. Great. Perfect. I like that. I'll go over here. So I've got an undead, which is great. Cool. Let's go over here on dead. We're going to target this one. So on health, on dead. We're going to say pick. All right. And we want to go ahead and this is where we'll say print dead. Dead. Oops. Keep forgetting my little quotes. There we go. Stream better. Good. All right. Moving forward. Cool. So we got that there. Here, process delta. We don't need that one yet. Okay, so we don't need the on-body entered here. Controllable mob. Well, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and nobody. I hate to do it like this, but we're going to do it for now. Mm-hmm. See, we got the target group, body, nobody, node body. We're going to say monk apply damage, and we're going to say amount. That's the problem with doing it like this, I guess. Health. Int. All right. All right, so apply number to health. We're going to take the health node we got here. So what we can do is drag and drop this here. Apply number. Let's controllable mob out here. We got the apply number here. Okay, and we'll put here just for temporary purposes. Damage equals and it equals 1. There we go. There we go. So now what I'm going to do, controllable mob, I'm going to pull this out of into main. My prefabs, scenes, prefabs, controllable mob. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and that's really tiny. I'm not going to be able to see that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom it up for now. That's not what I want. Transform, scale, 10. Whoa, that's really big. Let's move that back down to 3. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's continue. I know what the problem is. Excuse me. This node is not in a group. Let's go to node and groups. And we wanted the enemy. So let's go back to more controllable. And let's try again. So let's go ahead and we're going to place on the body here, target group is enemy. Not even registering. Interesting. Okay, so I need to fix that. So what am I doing wrong with the character? Inspector, area. So what are you on? Collision. The physics layer, this collision's okay, so it scans these layers. What does this one say? Okay, so it can be in layer 1, but it can scan for layer 3. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so I got some collision issues here. Hmm. Transform, global translate, look at. Oh. Kind of stuck, not sure where to go from here, because we got this one. Wait a minute. Okay, that makes sense. Body let's disconnect that. Let's try body shaped. Um, nope, that's not it. Nope. Disconnect. Connect. Pick. Okay, and connect. Okay, let's see here. What's the debugger saying? Let's try this real quick. Do I need a rigid body? Found the recent documentation. Document. Godot 4.2 documentation. We want area 2D. Inspector. Okay. Print body. I think a name is one. I'll try that real quick. Okay. I'm not interacting with this guy at all. Does this guy even have a hell? Collision shape, area 2D, collision shape. Area. The player has an area 2D. Unbodied entered. Let me try this. Add child node. Rigid body. Node has no shape. I think that's why they made the rigid bodies. Oh, okay. So I think rigid bodies are required. Rigid body. Okay, so I think rigid bodies are required. So this attack action needs to change. Not a big deal. We'll go ahead and just see here. Right, new physical material. Oops. I'll clear that out. We don't need that. Trying to decide where I want my rigid body to be. Might need to do both the mob and the thing, and make my player a rigid body. So what does this need? It needs a collision shape as a child to define it. Set a child node. You know what I do? Control D. Do it like that. There we go. All right, node, signals, rigid body. Ah, see, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. I don't need this. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and disconnect this. Then I'll go ahead and connect this to the mob node there. Okay. Right. We don't need this one anymore. Is this one? We'll go ahead and just remove that for now. Okay. Wait, let's go to inspector. 0. Solver, constant forces. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put the sprite inside of there. That way we can watch it, see if it moves any. Aha. All right, let's see if we can get this attack to work on him. Aha, there we go. All right, on area 2B node. Okay, and enemy, continue. All right, node, it's in group, nobody knows. I think that's good. All right, that's good for now. Yeah, so if you don't know, I took a tutorial to follow and see if this would work. And right now, I mean, we don't want the... Uh-oh. What did I hit? Oh. So another character came in and hit that. Oh, we just want to stop it. So I took a tutorial on the Godot's website and followed it, and now I'm just updating this project. And I can try converting this over. I'm learning rather quickly that this needs to be a... a rigid body. And I want to be careful updating all that stuff. So I might convert this over to the rigid body itself and see how that turns out. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and make sure this mob can die. Rigid body. Yeah. Node. Groups. Let's see if we add this to this one here. Enemy. Nope. Enemy. Add. See if that fixes it, because I want it to trigger on the target. Say enemy. All right. Damage 1. Okay. Continue. Output. Apply health. Okay. I want the mob control to go off, and I want the print body name to go off. So let's try that again. Okay. Continue. Not doing it. Errors. See here. Let's go ahead and close this. And spawn manager, we can go ahead and close that. We don't need that. Close that. We don't need that. Health. Oh, you know what? I'm adding to its health. It needs to be -1. That's my issue. Try again. Okay. -1. Okay, I can't do that to a rigid body base. Okay, so I think I had it right before. Enemy. Add. Yeah. See, I need to simplify that. Yep, that rigid body should have been the base. Dagnabbit, so I've got to redo that mob. Not that I'm against it, just annoying. Yeah, because I don't think it will work. Yep, not working. So what I could do, instead of doing that, I can set up in a rigid body to have it to where as signals to emit. That way I can use that rigid body in the player as well. That might be smarter. Let's make this its own scene, add its own script. And well, yes, we'll do that because there's going to be certain setups for it. Yes. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, it's also later on. We're not going to be able just to say straightforward. You collide, you can hit. It's going to have to be like within a range of so many. Make sure their feet line up. So if it's past halfway if they're attacking, but like they're up here attacking, they're going to miss because their punch is up here somewhere. Unless they're doing some kind of weird low kick or whatever, some kind of exception. But I think on the attack side itself can kind of define that. We can say passing the base to the attack action. But for now, I'm going to move this into its own little branch of scene. Yeah, and we're going to call this the common rigid body. Common underscore rigid. Am I spelling it right? Yeah, no. Rigid. Common and rigid body. Score 2D. And we'll go into its own branch. We'll go ahead and close that out. Yep. And for this one, we want to make sure it's common, that there's no gravity to it. And yeah, we should be good there. Angular constant force. Nope, don't need to worry about all that. They even got ordering for a canvas item, which I thought was interesting. All right, so I'm going to add a script to this. Scenes. No other scripts. Common rigid body. Create. I might be doing double work here, but I think for this purposes it's okay. Because that way I can define class names and have common calls across the board. So, yeah. So that way I can make custom rigid bodies later on down the road for it without making an entirely new class for each individual mob. So, pros and cons, I guess. Common, rigid body 2D. Okay. And here in this node, signals, we're going to say on-bodied entered. And we'll say connect, and we'll have a signal here. Collided. So if I look at the attack action here, I can make this a rigid body too. And just pass in the body. I don't know. We'll see what the document says about custom signals. Godot 4.2. Custom signals. See if we can find an example. There we go. Okay, we just add in the value here. Body. There we go. And yes. We can also say we can add in custom targets to what it can hit and can't hit, which I think is fine. We'll worry about that later. Lighted.emit body. Okay, so we can come back here and later and say, hey, this is what you can and can't get into. All right. Go back over here. Which is fine. We'll pick. Okay. Connect. Print body name. Cool. Wait a minute. I don't want that in there. Or do I? No, I don't want that there. Let's go ahead and delete that node because we don't want the sprite there. And then we go over here and add that node back in because that was my mistake. And right. Inspector 2D, want the good old-fashioned possum. Where is the sprites? Oh, possum. There we go. There we go. There. Now, whatever he collides with, we'll go up here, connect to this one. Okay, let's move on. Start. Why don't you connect? Oh, because I didn't sign the body to it. Okay. Wonder why that's not working. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, I was probably just missing it. Okay. Rigid body doesn't have that. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what we can do yeah, it looks like I just have to remake these three things into actual rigid bodies and do it the right way. Yeah, I was gonna have to do that. Sugar biscuits. Well, that's part of the learning process, though. Well, Let's see here. See if I can just change this to a rigid body. See what that does. Change. Nope. All right. Well, I guess what I'm doing the rest of this stream is I'm changing all these trees back over. That's okay. Lesson learned. I understand why they try to make us understand, like, oh, you can have a standard player without all the extra mess. Inspector. Collision. Make static. Keep active. Interesting. Okay. Nope. Nope. Other rigid body. Better yet, I have these here. Common rigid body. They don't need that script. Yes. So I'll take a common rigid body and make a new scene from that. So let me do that instead. Let's see here, right click. Let's go ahead and clear this. Clear. Node signals dot disconnect. Rename this to common rigid body. And what I'll do is here, I can go to sprite. No, wrong ones. Scenes, prefabs. And I can close this out because I don't need it anymore. And let's see here, we can make a... No, that's not what I'm looking for. Common rigid body. Here we go. Do inherited scene. Cool. What's wrong with this? Put this over here. Expected. Add a load a script. Script. Mob controllable. Open. Okay. Copy paste. All right. Okay, rigid body, sprite, health, node, dead. What else is here? Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll go ahead and close this out. Save as. Go to scenes, prefab nodes, and common rigid body. Nope, don't want that one. Mob control. Mob. Attacker. There we go. Mob attacker. There we go. And we'll go ahead and delete the old mob controllable. Delete. Let's go over here. Dot. Just remove that. Dot. And delete that one. There. Okay. Rigid body entered. And connect. Now don't test anything to the health yet. Now I need to go to health and pick on health dead. Okay, and connect. There we go. Mob attacker, 2D. How do you look? Look fantastic. Cool. I'll fix the collision shape here in a bit. What is this all about? Why is that yellow? Oh well, not worried about it. Let's go back down here to the mob. Oh, awesome. Okay. Got a baseline. Actually, mob score attacker. And what I'll do is I'll set this up to be inherited for other attackers, but for now it's doing that. And put that there. Move that there. Where is the transform? Here we go. Play. Don't know why it shrunk back down, but it did. Boom. There we go. That's okay. So far, so good. What is your problem? Oh. Guess I need to change it here. Well, that's annoying, but okay. Collision shape instead. Okay, well. That's fine, I suppose. We'll fix that in a bit. Better yet. Oh, so they don't like it. That's new. Okay, so they don't like it when you mess with your stuff. That's fine. Moving forward. Better. Okay. Nothing happens. What I was expecting. All right, so let's go ahead and add in the node groups enemy, add, save, and health. Health is 1. Start and oop. There we go. Up into health. I did not set the health, did I? What? Apply number. I'm a little confused. Okay. So it does not like that one. Try that again. Okay. And step down, step into. All right. Self. And step into. Output dead. Well, I wonder what the issue was. Dead, dead, dead. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, good. So the enemies all have rigid bodies, which is fine. I also need to change the player to rigid bodies. The actions, I won't do that now, but eventually I'll have to change this over to rigid body. In fact, I might do and do that now. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that now. Yeah. Because if I do it now, I don't have to worry about it later. And that way, enemies can use these attack actions against me. And these don't have to be rigid bodies, which is good. So I'll do that. Cool. All right, that looks good. Good, good, good. And also, I've learned that collision shapes need to be within the ones you can change size of. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a empty node and see if that works. Add just a plain old node. See if it. Oh, interesting. See if I can just break the inheritance. Clear inheritance. Let's do that. There we go. So I can't do that. So how about that? Let's click back to 1. Now let's move it back to here. 5. That still doesn't work. Okay, well, noted. Let's put visuals. There we go. I'll leave it like that for now. Because what I'm eventually going to do is that with these visuals, I'm going to eventually just move it down like that eventually. But we'll see. Yeah, I end up moving like that eventually, but for now, see how that turns out. Because then on the player side, the attack action will be the collider will be down here, but the visual will be up here. Or I could be completely wrong doing that. We'll see. All right, so next, we're going to go ahead and set up the player to have a rigid body. So that was my first main mistake. It's okay. So we go down here. We already have a common rigid body. I'm going to create a new scene, inherited from that. And what if there's a edible children here? No. No. Close you for now. I see why this is set up the way it is. Hmm. That makes me confused of can these two interact without interacting with each other? But just a standard mob here has a rigid body and a collision shape to it. But when I tried to go the bullets themselves, they don't interact with each other. Interesting. You know, I think I'm going to stick with rigid bodies for now for the player. It won't hurt anything. Yeah, I'll do that. X. Yeah, because that way, if the player runs into a wall, he doesn't keep walking past it. I can actually have walls in the game. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Okay. So we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and just close this mob out for now. Unsaved. Signals. Player node 2D. All right, I have to reconnect to hit timer. That's okay. Actually, in fact, I don't need all that extra stuff. All right, 2D. that. Delete node. Signal transform. Zero. And we want that to be a bit smaller. There we go. Okay, got that there, got that there. Don't need that. Node on body entered goes to the on body entered player. Rigid body 2D. Save. Load that script. Rigid body player. Player node 2D. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and attach the signal from here. On body, the body entered. And connect. And then we got this one. We're going to go ahead and disconnect. And we're going to go ahead and connect it back to on hit timer out. And cool beans. All right. That didn't take too terribly long. All the same level. Oh, I'm going to have to readjust the collision shape. Look at the character. Where's my appearance? Appearance. Hide. Hitbox. Collision shape 2D. Go up here. Inspector. Hitbox. Hitbox. There we go. Let's go over here and X. I'm going to save. Prefab nodes. We're going to save over this one. Yes. Cool. Over here to player. Should be all still good. Play. Might have to remove it and add it back in. Still the same. Cool. Oops. Interesting. Mob attacker. There we go. All right. Oh no. Oh, it's rotating it. Ah. I see why they did that. Don't want that. Okay. So let's go to the mob itself. It's not on any layers. Okay, so this is scan set area. Let's see if that fixes. I don't think it will, because I don't think it'll do anything to my character now. Nope. See why they did it the way they did. What am I missing here? Hmm. Oh, maybe I got something wrong here. We'll see. What do I got wrong? I just submitted when I shaped rigid body 2D. Okay. What are you? Set to true. Okay. That. Just remove the inheritance. There is no inheritance here. Back to mob. Back on here. Well, I'm confused. Okay. See here. Okay. Try this again. Is my player in the wrong? It's interacting with everything else but my player. Player inheritance. Let's do that real quick. Node, groups, signals, player 2 node. Mob attacker. 1 and 1. Okay. Oh, that made my player static. Let's just remove that. Let's look at the player here. 2D. Oh, you know what I don't see? Don't see my players. Go. That's my problem. There we go. I think that will fix my problem. Wait a minute. Oh, since they inherited, they see, well, that's a problem. Okay, so that was an interesting problem. Since I inherited from a scene, they shared the same capsule size, so same file. That would have been like me going up here, save as, and careful with that. Let's try that again. Quirky. Every engine got its quirk. That was one of them. Okay. Okay, now we go over here. What is going on? Okay. Let's go over here and make this rigid body static. And make this mob attacker. Let's see here. So ghosts, that's these two. Well, it doesn't need that one, just needs to do that one. The mob needs to be in this layer. Scans for that layer. Okay, this doesn't need to do that one. Okay. All right, let's try it now. Huh. So, what is going on with this collision system? I might have to do some research. So what am I doing wrong here? What's perspective? What am I missing here? Now I'm looking like an idiot on video. Crud. I'm an idiot. Try to put the probably should put this on GitHub as well. See, it doesn't interact with this one. Then it moves it up here. Weird. So let's go over here to where it moves. Oh. Uh, movement. Velocity. Self dot vel. Oh, look up symbol. Let's see if we can find it here. Contact. Do. Well, rigid body, how do I get your velocity? Lock rotation. All right. Lock rotation. Freeze mode. Let's see if that does it. Mob attacker. Oop. It doesn't matter there. Okay. Up. Cool. Well, that's a start in the right direction. Oop. Dead. Cool. Oh, my goodness gracious. Have to change this thing to upgrade into rigid bodies. Yes, I'll have to do that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Scale. Mob attacker. Sleep. Lock rotation. Freeze. But that is interesting. Before I was able to interact with them. Kinematic. There's a difference. We want kinematic. And mob, we want lock rotation and kinematic. Let's see if that does it. I don't think kinematic will help the mobs any, but it doesn't help them. But I can unfreeze them. Ook. Okay, so one-way collision. See how that works. What does this do? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Input. I don't know what that means. Scale, will skew, process. Well, I don't think this mob should be used for, because if we look at my attacker shape, attack action, it's just an area 2D. So this mob needs to turn into one of these and constantly move. So he's like floating attack. So these mobs are no longer useful. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about these mobs too much. But I do need to get back to interacting with the lame player here. Oop, dead. So he still interacts just fine. We're not interacting with each other, which is not good. So, right. I'm scanning 1 and 2. Oh, I turned him kinematic, that's why. Turn that back on. There we go. Oop. Okay. Cool. Got the interacting with each other. And now I just need to make it where I don't just pen move past them. Which seems like I'm out of time. Well, what was a learning session? I need to research my rigid bodies. And this series is a learning series anyways. So I need to research on how to make either a rigid body or just a collision wall. In fact, let me test that out real quick here in the main. Let me just add in a sprite 2D here. Just give him just a quick texture. Art. Open. Let's give him add a collision shape. Nice box shape. Let's see if I can just run into that guy. Nope. Doesn't collide. Create a rigid body, or better yet, make this an area 2D. And we'll try that again. Yeah, it's just an area, so we don't want that one. Let's just add in a rigid body. And physics material, new physics material. What does it say? Rough, absorbent, bounce. Let's try this now. Maybe that's the issue. I'll have to take a look into how to do that. Nope. Not even interacting with it. Yep, nope. Freeze. Whoop. Okay. And gravity is at 0. Whoops. Try now. Ew. Okay, so we gotta figure out a way to make these guys immovable. Just do a quick Google search. Godot or 2D in movable rigid body. I don't know yet. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to let this one go and come back later to it. So far, I do believe once I get this rigid body portion figured out, it'll take off a lot faster because now I have a character on the screen that I can interact with and he can die. So that was my key thing I want to do today. I do need to figure out why my rigid body is colliding and how do I stop them being able to move past each other. So that will be my next on my step because I can't let that one slide because I'll just get away. But I can attack it. Let's see, we'll double check that. I did get an attack set up. And he can die. Boop. Yep. You get a little, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's a little dead icon print functions popping up. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Boop, boop. So I can run and everything. So, oh, I think I know what the issue is. I am my player character here. Its velocity is its position. That's what my issue is. That's my issue. Velocity. Yes. Common parent is null. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, because I want this to stay within the screen size. I think that's fine. Try this again. I'll have to turn it into a character controller. I think that's my issue. That is Unity. Don't want Unity. Okay, well, I'm going to have to let it go for now. I'll pick this up tomorrow. I think it might be because I'm not using a character controller, which is fine. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later.